about who has the edge in Punjab, a key state which goes to elections in 6 months' time in January and February. Who has the edge in this key northern state? I'm back just from a week-long tour of Punjab where I visited many regions of Punjab and most importantly the Malwa region, which sends 69 MLAs out of the 117 seats in the state. It's the biggest region and a very key region for all the parties. As I see it so far, 6 months ahead of the election, it seems a very close three-cornered contest in Punjab. Three parties which seem to be in the race: Congress, the ruling party, the Shiromani Akali Dal, which has stitched a new alliance with the Bahujan Samaj Party, and the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, if you see the 2017 election, the Aam Aadmi Party had come second with 20 seats. Congress won the state comfortably, and the Akali Dal, which was ruling from 2007 to 2017, ended up in third place. This time, the election scenario looks a lot different. Different in the sense that till about 3 to 4 months back, the Congress seemed in a pole position in Punjab. The farmer agitation, which started in December against the 3 farm laws, seemed to be totally working for the Congress because Captain Amarinder Singh, the Chief Minister, threw his weight behind the farmer agitation. Farmers are sitting on protest in various parts of Punjab, and they are not being asked to get up or evicted from any even of the toll plazas, where all the toll plazas in Punjab and Haryana are closed and causing a loss of up to rupees 2,000 crore so far. But the Punjab government has clearly been very sympathetic towards the farmers, and this seemed to be working for the Congress till about 3 to 4 months back. But the situation seems changed today. The Congress is suffering from a various number of other issues, mainly the power crisis which has emerged in the state presently. The industry has been told to shut down till 11th July because the state is facing a huge power crisis. There is a big issue of high electricity rates for domestic consumers in Punjab, and there is also the issue of illegal mining, as well as the big implosion inside the Congress, with Mr. Navjot Singh Sidhu having ambitions to be the face of the Punjab Congress going into the elections, and Captain Amarinder Singh resisting it. The ball is finally in the court of Ms. Sonia Gandhi, and we'll know in a few days maybe what the result is. But all this seems to have pegged back the Congress in Punjab. Of course, the biggest emotive issue which remains in Punjab are the Sacrilege and the police firing cases of 2015. I went to Faridkot, which is the epicenter of these cases, which happened in 2015 and led to the Shiromani Akali Dal government going out of the power, because people perceived the Akali Dal to be responsible for these incidents. And the way the firing was opened and 2 people died in Faridkot. I met the families of both these people in Faridkot, and they were angry with the Akali Dal at that time. But now this epicenter of this emotive issue is angry with the Congress for not delivering on the promise which Amarinder Singh made before coming to power, that he will punish the culprits of these cases and put the Badals in jail. That promise has not been fulfilled, which is causing anger amongst the people here. The SITs are working. There are 5 to 6 cases which are under probe. But the grouse that the people have is that this issue has not been addressed by the Congress government, and this will cost it in the coming elections. Now, this also has the other impact of this is that the Akali Dal, which was on the back foot, also feels that if the SIT goes ahead and now takes a coercive action against the Badals in these cases under political pressure, because the Congress is under a lot of pressure to deliver on these cases now, does the SIT go and arrest the Badals and put them in jail before the elections, which will be a major development before the elections if it happens, because it also consolidates the Shiromani Akali Dal cadre behind the party. A 93-year-old 5-time Chief Minister Prakash Singh Badal has already been questioned by the SIT in these cases. So, though Sukhbir Singh Badal is now the chief ministerial face of the Shiromani Akali Dal going into the elections, but the Akali Dal feels that any coercive action against it in these cases would help consolidate its cadre and rejuvenate the party in a way ahead of the elections, because it gets some sort of sympathy of the people as well. That a 93-year-old chief minister, a revered figure in Punjab, is put behind bars or taken to court in these cases, in which the Akali Dal senior leader Naresh Gujral told me these are stupid allegations, these are bizarre allegations that a chief minister can order police firing at 4 a.m. What happened in 2015 that led to the killing of 2 people by the police who were protesting against the discretion of Guru Granth Sahib incidents which had happened in Faridkot district in 2015. Akali Dal clearly called it a political vendetta. Now let us come to the Akali Dal. Akali Dal, which looked down and out completely while the farmer agitation was on. In fact, Akali Dal took the drastic step of withdrawing from the NDA alliance. Harsimrat Badal resigned from the Council of Ministers, and both these leaders, Sukhbir Badal and Harsimrat Badal, went to the people saying, "See, we have done the big sacrifice for you, and we are now with the farmers." See, this was not being bought 3 months back by the farmers because they saw the Akali Dal as backstabbers who were part of the NDA alliance when the farm law ordinances were brought, and only resigned after they became laws. So Akali Dal, but now Akali Dal in the last 3 months seems to have covered some ground. If you tour Malwa, you realize that the Akali Dal, especially the alliance with the BSP. Now BSP is a party which has been given 20 seats in the alliance, and BSP has a good vote share in the Doaba region of Punjab, which has 42% Dalit population, and is also the birthplace of BSP founder Kanchiram. He was born in Hoshiarpur. So the Akali Dal feels that its alliance with the BSP is a much more cohesive alliance than what the Akali Dal had with the BJP in the past. Senior Akali Dal leader Naresh Gujral, who is also Rajya Sabha MP, in fact told me that the BJP had backstabbed the Akali Dal in 2017. He even alleged that the BJP transferred its votes to the Congress in 2017 to stop the Aam Aadmi Party from coming to power in Punjab. So Mr. Naresh Gujral said that the BSP is a much better partner for the Akali Dal because Akali Dal and BSP can ensure a complete vote transfer between them, and they form a formidable alliance which is going to challenge the Congress. In fact, Mr. Naresh Gujral claimed that the Congress will be pushed to a poor third position in Punjab come the election in January, and said the main fight is between the Akali Dal and the Aam Aadmi Party. If we speak of the Aam Aadmi Party, it's a major challenger in these elections. In the last election, it finished at number 2, and the Aam Aadmi Party leaders feel that they peaked too soon in the last election. This time, the Aam Aadmi Party is taking it slow and steady, learning from what its mistakes in the last elections in Punjab. 2 things have been done by Aam Aadmi Party immediately. First, the announcement that there will be a Sikh chief ministerial face of the AAP before the party seeks votes from the people. This is something that the Aam Aadmi Party didn't do the last time. This time they seem to have learned from it. Who will be this Sikh chief ministerial face of the AAP is much a question of much speculation in Punjab. Some people feel that if Navjot Singh Sidhu does not guess what he wants in Congress, he may shift to the AAP. Another theory is that AAP is speaking to many senior farmer leaders like Balbir Singh Rajewal and trying to get them on board, because the farmer issue is a big issue in Punjab, and if a big farmer leader comes to AAP and becomes its chief ministerial face, AAP gets a big boost in Punjab. These 2 things have been done. Then Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has come to Punjab and already promised free power of 300 units to all households of Punjab. This is a major promise which the Congress was also planning to do, but the AAP seems to have preempted it. AAP has also promised a review of the power purchase agreements which were entered into by the erstwhile Akali government, which has led to high power rates in Punjab. Now, power is a big issue in Punjab right now, both the high power rates as well as the issue of inadequate power supply. If you travel Punjab right now, the state is reeling under a power crisis. In fact, many places I went to in Punjab, no place had electricity when I was there. So it shows how unhappy the people are with the current power situation in Punjab, which is being milked by the AAP as well as the Akali Dal. Akali Dal is in fact saying that people are now reminiscing about the days of the Akali Dal when there used to be no power cut in the state when the Akali Dal government was in power. The Aam Aadmi Party is rallying on these causes, and it's following a staggered approach of promises. So in the next few months, we may see more promises from Arvind Kejriwal on the issue of unemployment, on the issue of drugs, on the issue of scrapping these power purchase agreements, on the issue of the mining issue, which is a big issue in Punjab. So the AAP is not trying to peak too soon this time in Punjab. It is trying to peak at the right time and with a chief ministerial face in Punjab. That seems to be its strategy into the election. So a keen 3-cornered contest is emerging in Punjab with Congress, Akali Dal and AAP all fighting for this space to win this state. I would say the Congress did have a pole position a few months ago, but now it's anybody's game. And the only party which seems to be completely out of it is the BJP, which has suffered the brunt of the farmer protests. In fact, BJP leaders are not being allowed to even do meetings in Punjab or do any campaigning in Punjab so far. and there is an implosion even inside the BJP. Many leaders of the BJP are quitting the party, saying that they should side with the farmers, that the issue is a big issue in Punjab. BJP is caught in a catch-22 situation here and doesn't really have much of a chance in Punjab unless something drastically changes in the next few months. So this seems the situation in Punjab right now. An exciting election awaits us. Let's see which way the dice rolls.